You guys, it's been a long time. You guys, I am so excited to finally be making another video. It's been way too long and I apologize. Like the stress I have, continuous stress when it's been too long to post a video. But I promise you guys, it's for a good reason. I've got a lot going on and you'll start finding out about some of it pretty soon, I think. Including maybe when I will be moving back to Sweden. But I'm not gonna say anything yet. I am not giving any more details than that, but just know it's in the works. So, anyway, it's summertime, and as you guys know, I love making lists. So, that's what I'm back to do. I'm here to talk about Swedish things that confuse me, summer edition. Woo! So the first one on my list was, I didn't know what to call it, but I've decided to call it sunbathing on rocks. Now, as I'm filming this, I don't remember the place I went to, but I'm sure I will dig and I will find the badplats that I went to, the bathing place, as you might call it in English, or just the beach. But you guys do have a different word for beach, so maybe, I don't know. And so I went to one. I wanted to visit one while I was living in Stockholm. And when I got there, it was a very uncomfortable situation going on. Like, I'm thinking I'm there to lie, on a towel in the sand and get some sun. It was nothing like that. It was just giant rocks, bumpy, jagged rocks. And people were draping over these rocks as if they're sun tanning. And so at the time I'm thinking, whoa, I went to a weird beach. I picked one that doesn't have sand. And then fast forward to when I was living in Sweden and I got to visit several more badplatser. That's when I realized oh wow, you guys just don't really have sand. Now, to be fair, I do understand geographically, maybe not the sandiest country out there, but at least here in Minnesota, we also have beaches by the lakes. We're landlocked, so we're not by an ocean or anything. But when we have our beaches, somebody has decided to make a man-made sandy beach, usually, if you want to go swimming at a lake here. So that's my question to you guys. And this is why I'm confused. Why don't you guys have sand? I can already see people. They're going to be freaking out on the keyboard we do have sand. It's okay. But I'm telling you, I've been to several places and it's never been true beach vibes. Beach vibes only. No, the other areas I've been to, the other lakes, it's still very much like forest grass that goes straight into the lake. There's no real sandy beach area. I guess I was really surprised at how uncomfortable everybody looked, but they also just accepted that this is how it is. So basically, when it comes to visiting all of these badplatser in Sweden, it was just a lot different from what I expected. Number 2, not you, Amber, get out of here. So this one could honestly have been its own video because apparently when you have a guest visiting your house or your kid's friend is visiting, and if it's dinner time, the friend will not join at the table. They will not be given food. They have to literally be out of the room by themselves, starving. What's going on, you guys? This is the craziest thing I've ever heard. And I had no idea that that this was a thing in Sweden. What's really weird to me is like the other people will, or the, I don't even know, like the friend, I don't know. So this is where you guys are gonna have to help me out here. Who does this apply to? Is it like any guests that are visiting, or is it specifically for like your kid's friend that has come over to play? Because it's one thing to not feed a child, but then also to exclude them from the group when it is time to eat. Like, as in, everybody is gonna go sit down and eat dinner together. Meanwhile, your guest and friend is in another room alone, starving. You guys, feed the children. Why aren't you giving them food? And like, I guess if that's just the standard, you know, that's just how it is in Sweden and everyone expects that. And if the friend knows like, okay, I don't get dinner while I'm here, then they don't think that's weird. But from an outsider's point of view, it's really weird, you guys. So yeah, fill me in, guys. What's the deal? So flashback to 2014, I've just dislocated my shoulder and broken my back trying to sunbathe on a boulder. And now it's time to play some brennboll. Brennboll. I can't say it. So the first time I'd ever heard of brennboll was in 2014. And that was also the first time I got to play it. My memory of this game was that it was like an easier version of baseball. I decided to look up, like let me watch some brennboll and prepare for this video. And I gotta tell you, you guys, I found the World Championship 2019. Now, I have a feeling that the World Championship was only Sweden. But I did find out as I was looking it up a bit that this game does seem to exist in the other Nordic countries and Germany, and that there is a similar game in Finland. Anyway, when it comes to the World Championship, pretty sure it was just Sweden, and I was fascinated by this event. The fact that it was, the World Championship for such a prestigious event, you guys. They had orange cones for the bases. So when this game started, the guy tosses the ball to himself because there is no pitcher. I learned that. There's no pitcher. It's a self-serve, and then you swing, and then 3 swings, you're out. But he does hit it. Now he hits it, but then one of the people in the outfield catches the ball, which means he's out. But he's not out. Instead, he runs to first base where there's already another person, and now they're just chilling together. It's like, what is going on? Now, here's where some of the questions come in. Can there be multiple people? If so, why? Well, then explain how people get out, because within the first 3 minutes, there were like 12 outs and 2 points. I don't know. I will say I did like how fast paced it was. I mean, the fact that there were 12 outs in like just a few minutes. I mean, they were cranking them out, and I appreciated it because American baseball, I like watching it, but wow, it is like 3 hours every time. And, the hits are rare. So this definitely adds some more excitement. And I can see why it would be fun for everyone to play, because it seems like even if you are out, you're still in and you still get to run the bases. So I thought this was just like a simplified version of baseball that you could play in school. But the fact that there's a world championship has me even more confused than I thought I was. So I've been browsing apartments on Hemnet recently for no reason. But as I've been looking at apartments, I have noticed this strange phenomenon with the photos that are included among all the others. So, for example, you've got your standard, here's the living room, there's the kitchen, here's the sink. Here is a very close-up photo of the cabinet handle. Here's the bedroom. Here's the closet. Here is the vase sitting on the windowsill. The first time I'd seen photos like this, I thought maybe it was just that specific realtor. No, this is like across the board, across Sweden. You're gonna find these really close up, like macro photos of details in the house that don't matter. And some of them, sure, I could maybe understand the floors meeting up. And if that's a make or break decision for you, for the seam along the floors, okay. But the ones that really confuse me is when it's just a close up of like items that the person owns, like decorative stuff that doesn't come with the house. So there'll be a close up of like this candle on a table, but you don't get to keep the candle or the table. Why is that a photo in the posting? I guess it's fine as long as they do show what is important, you know? Please don't tell me they're like limited to a certain number of photos and they decided this one made the cut versus showing me, well, how big is the living room? Like, I don't get it. So Sweden really does have an amazing work-life balance. It's one of my favorite things about Sweden, even though I have yet to fully experience it that way because I got kicked out. What I don't get is when the majority of Swedes decide to use their vacation days at the same time. I'm just thinking maybe we should spread it out a bit, you guys. What is up with Swedes taking their vacation in August all together as a group? Like, now I'm specifically referring to one type of position that should not be taking a vacation in August. So I won't be naming names, but just know that I have a personal experience. When I moved to Sweden in 2019, I moved to Örebro and I went there to get my master's degree. Now, I was an international student. I was going to be in international housing, as was everybody else that was going to be an international student. Now, when do students normally move in onto campus? August. And so it's like there were so many important details to organize with like the arrangements, like when can I show up to get my key? Where am I living? Don't have an address yet. And also, if you work at a school, then summertime, pretty slow, right? Except for August when things are, winding up again. But it's like maybe July would have been the better month to take a vacation. No, gone most of August and then came back and was like, oh my gosh, I've got so much work to do. Yeah. So in that particular instance, don't go on vacation, please. All right, you guys, that is the end of my list of Swedish things that confused me, summer edition. I hope you guys liked it. And of course, I would love to hear what you guys think. Why don't you guys have sand? Why don't you guys feed children that are visiting your home? And why does everyone go on vacation at the same time? We could be spreading it out, So I will leave it there. And as always, if you guys can comment, and subscribe, I'd really appreciate it. Otherwise, I'll see you in the next video. Hej då!
I remember going to my Swedish friend's house, and while we were playing in his room, his mom yelled, dinner was ready. And check this. He told me to wait in his room while they ate.